GG's, Dadas, Hyenas, Scuba Dives, who learned from Scuba Steve was cremated, y'all. I rock Luther King X. Don't forget the Kennedy doing his Milliman March right here on YouTube. We conducting ourselves the most highest, the data you heard. We're putting out 2026 permits, the data. Life's what you make it. You can't love it, you can't hate it. It's going to be simply what you make it, the data. We standing on business, the data. We in the elevator. Who's elevator? God's elevator our way to the top. Remember, God chose you because he knew he could trust you. You God's best cat secret, the data. Because we're going to stand on business, you heard? Doesn't fit the Indian no act, the data. They calling her the shadows, the data. So today we got Gunplay, the data. Today we got Gunplay on this. The Rick Ross alleges that Gunplay was responsible for dismantle in his own career, while Gunplay anti-troops his professional decline to both Rick Ross and Def Jam. In a series of accusations, Gunplay claims betrayal on the part of Rick Ross, further intensifying the public dispute between the two artists. This ongoing conflict has drawn attention within the music industry, highlighting tensions over accountability, loyalty, and the complex dynamics between the artists of their labels. So Gunplay, the blames Rick Ross for his downfall. Rick Ross, I don't know, Rick Ross saying he knew that what was going on or whatever the case may be, that it's not his fault, but that's something different right there, Come on, Ricky Rose, you got to stand on business, you know what I'm saying? So right now, we got Gunplay, right? Gunplay's over here, he's on a whole hiatus, going around, you heard, exposing Rick Ross, for the situation, but we going to stand on business, we going to have to, call it how we see it. You heard? That's a fin in no act. So let's see what Gunplay got to say. We elaborate, GG.
Ross turned and we was on the road and we was doing everything. And then when, everybody was a group effort. When it was Gunplay's turn, it was crickets.
Niggas done put in 20 years of hard working, and when you meet y'all start tongue kissing on love and hip hop and throw the 20 years away.
Now wait, before I go on, check out this promo. This your boy NBA years old. Went on a podcast called I Say That to Say This and alleged that Ross wasn't giving him money for his hit records and didn't support him like he supported Rick Ross and the label. So that forced him to go back to the streets.
And I'm gonna be totally honest and transparent. Man. Like, you know what I'm saying? I ain't the type of nigga sit here and sugarcoat shit. But when it was
some real shit, all street niggas gotta say this, like Ross, was making you, why couldn't you say you was just a street nigga, you just been going to you was going to the streets, that's just what it is, you a street nigga, that just happened to, you know what I'm saying, go back to the streets because that's the lifestyle you always knew, you know what I'm saying? Saying that Ross made you go back to the streets because he was acting funny, betraying, that's a wild allegation, you was just like, yo, this rap shit don't work, then I'm back to, you know what I'm saying, doing to what I know, you know what I'm saying? That's 100.
Ross turned and we was on the road and we was doing everything. And then when, everybody was a group effort. When it was Gunplay's turn, it was crickets. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, it was hard for me. What you want me to do? Nobody's, it's like, I got hit records. Nobody's giving me a budget. Nobody's doing that. So what you want me to do?
Rick Ross explained why Gunplay didn't have a budget. He said the distributor dropped him and he just didn't break it to him. He told him to keep working. Check it out.
And not laughing at my little bro situation because I got number love for him, but the situation you're talking about was saying wasn't no budget and nothing like that. The distributor had them dropped you. They ain't want nothing to do with you. MMG just ain't give you the bad news. We told you just keep working, just keep grinding. Don't stop, don't quit. Yeah, that's how it goes. When they don't want to spend no money on you, ain't no more budgets. You ain't have a manager, none of that. So they ain't tell you. And I ain't want to break your heart. I want you to keep hustling.
Right.
What would
you like me? What would you like me to do? Do more? Do more?
Yo, Rick Ross is a fucking buster, Donata. Like, Rick Ross, I don't know what the fuck's your problem, nigga, but you a straight buster for that, Donata. Like, how the fuck, nigga, you gonna say, Donata, that he don't got a manager? This is your boy, nigga. Like, you ain't gonna help him, read through certain things, you ain't gonna tell him, that they don't got a budget for him, you, nigga, it seems like you playing him too, You a funny ass nigga. Oh, they didn't have a budget for you. What the fuck you saying, You don't even got a manager. I didn't want to break your heart, nigga. You scary, Dada. You a scary individual. Why you didn't want to tell him that he couldn't get, that he was about to get signed or whatever case may be? That's some real scary shit, Dada. Like, that's some real scary shit, Dada. That's a fact. That's a finny and no act, Dada. Like, how the fuck you go? You ain't have a manager, so nigga, shut the fuck up. I thought you the biggest boss, nigga. I thought you was the biggest boss, nigga. That's your boy, nigga. That's like Myth Bleak to you, Dada. You know what I'm saying? That's like Myth Bleak to you, Dada. That's supposed to be the nigga that you know what I'm saying. That's automatically good no matter what, Dada. You heard?
Or give another hit record and do more and never get no money, or would you? What you want me to see is go back in these streets and go ahead and tap these pockets, right? Like I have to do, man. Like this is what I did. This is what I didn't want to do, right? You see what I'm saying? But since niggas don't understand and they want to be, okay, we don't know who Gunplay is. Fuck. Give me that chain. Let me get all that because I'm back. You see what I'm saying? That was literally a cry for help for real when I look back and see that now. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Let me get that. Right. Let me get that. So you showing them like I really would do this. Yeah, push me back in the streets. So I mean, what you really want me to do? Like
when Gunplay said he went back to the streets.
Nah, that's a fact, Dada. And Rick Ross, Dada, he's soft as hell, Dada, for not fucking trying to be on Gunplay side, Dada. Nah, that's real shit, Dada. You could have told him, yo, they ain't got no budget for you, Dada. They say that they ain't got no, like, you could have told him this shit, Dada. Oh, he don't got a manager. He had to figure out. I didn't want to break his heart, Dada, so he don't got a manager. So label so me, Dada, they ain't have a budget for him. Nigga, tell him, Dada, they don't got a budget for him. Like, what's the situation? What you hiding about, Dada? That's some weird shit.
Robbing people because he wasn't getting no money from the label. He wasn't lying. He was facing life in prison after allegedly robbing his accountant at gunpoint while everything was caught on tape in 2012. But here's the catch. The charges was dropped after the accountant stopped cooperating, and Miami-Dade State Attorney Office told TMZ, although the robbery was captured on camera, the video footage alone is not enough to convict an individual of a crime beyond reasonable doubt.
Like, I'm for everything. I was down for the program for over 10, 15 years. And it's my turn. And then nobody lifted a finger, made a phone call or nothing for the old boy. You see what I'm saying? So what you want me to do?
That's crazy because you have some killer features.
Looking in, but then when I'm signed to a label like Maybach Music, I'm my hands tied. It's all up on the big dog. And then if you don't want to get me a budget, then you won't get me a budget.
Rick Ross responded and said Gunplay love and hip hop relationship with a female is what really cut his career short.
Young hustlers, I want y'all to just reflect and always remain appreciative of that work that I put in for you. Put in 20 years of hard working, and when you meet y'all start tongue kissing on love and hip hop and throw the 20 years away, when they fall in love and say hoes lawyers and they don't be lawyers and they just.
Bro, Dada, that's your boy, Dada. Why don't you got a lawyer for him, Dada? Why ain't you helping him understand the dynamics, Dada, of the business situation, Dada? Why ain't you just be like, yo, Dada, this is the music industry. This ain't the streets, Dada. So when you get here, Dada, you gotta be right, Dada, or it's not gonna work, Dada. Salute to you, Dada. That's a fact. Like, yo, Rick Ross is a shiesty motherfucker. I thought he was the biggest boss, nigga. He's the biggest boss. He ain't trying to help nobody, nigga. The fuck? This is your mans, Dada. You grew up with, Dada. What the fuck's your issue, Dada? Oh, you don't need him no more, Dada. You heard? Because he ain't gonna be shaking ass and shit like that. He ain't doing none of that shit, Dada. But I bet you if he went to the Diddy party, you'll like him then, Dada, right?
How you feeling now? That's how I feel. Yeah. So I know how it go. I feel it. I feel you. I was tongue kissing that.
Nigga, what the fuck you talking about? Your baby, what the fuck are you talking about, Dada? Like, you a clown ass dude, Dada. Like, Rick Ross is one clown ass nigga, Dada. Like, yo, I hate when niggas, Dada, act like they ain't fucking with no bops. Ricky the Dada. What are you talking about, nigga? Your baby mom's out here in fucking hills, nigga. Your baby mom's over there with 50, nigga. She switch sides, nigga. She fucks with 50.
You mad, ain't it, that? When you reflect and look in the mirror, damn, where I'm at. Yeah, ain't no pause buttons on life, my nigga. I get back in the streets. Yeah, like you say, get back in the streets and turn up. Let's go get it.
If Rick Ross telling the truth, he kind of held back because during that time, Gunplay was also battling a serious drug addiction. He started dating Kiara Stone in 2017. 2018, Gunplay and Kiara premiered on Love and Hip Hop Miami as a couple, and their storyline was based on relationship issues and struggles in the rapper Gunplay personal life and with his drug addiction. Check out this clip from Love and Hip Hop Miami when Gunplay broke the news to Rick Ross that he was back on drugs. He relapsed. You could see in Ross' face that he was frustrated and fed up. And this is right after Gunplay beat that life sentence. It wasn't just about a female. That's why I said Ross could have went in a little deeper, but he didn't. Gunplay was battling a drug addiction.
What's going on? Gonna lie, man. Kind of relapsed a little bit. You know.
Boy, you just beat a life sentence. Boy, you can't keep playing out there like that.
Let's be real. When you get in a relationship, it can make or break. And I think we all have experienced that at some point in our life. Now, in Gunplay's situation, according to Rick Ross, he got in this relationship and his focus went on the girl instead of his career. And on the other hand, your partner can be your motivation. Somebody that can convince you.
Yeah, that's crazy, the Dada. Niggas gonna say the Dada the girl the Dada took him away from his career. Like, come on, bro. You trying to say he was smooching and his career got taken away from smooching the Dada? Like, come on, bro. Ross, you could have. I'm not like Ross. You could have told him that he ain't have no budget. Oh yeah, I didn't want to tell him. I didn't want to break his heart. You didn't want to break your boy. You ain't breaking this nigga's heart by saying facts, nigga. How the fuck you gonna break his heart by saying facts?
To keep going and go harder and be more successful than you already are. But it looked like, according to what Ross is saying, his relationship with Kiara Stone was his downfall to his career because he started wanting to be more with her and be this love and hip hop couple than a rapper. But y'all get in the comments and tell me what you think. As of right now, we don't know if this statement.
You know what I'm saying? My good boy Gunplay said he's going on a whole hiatus, Dada. He's going from platform to platform, Dada. He's about to start exposing Ricky Rose, Dada, for who he really is, Dada. For who he really is, Dada. And at the end of the day, Dada, is Rick Ross. Have Rick Ross, Dada, did him dirty, Dada? Did Rick Ross actually do him dirty, or he did it?
One of the person he blamed is somebody who we thought looked out for him a lot, which was Rick Ross. But apparently Gunplay threw Rick Ross under the bus, and Rick Ross was not happy about it whatsoever. We'll get back.
When it was
was it
$10 on your first deposit?
My next question's having to do with him.
yeah.
But I wanted to, before we switch topics, was it hard for you, you know what I'm saying, juggling the streets and seeing all this money at this young age and pursuing rap, where a lot of time rap requires you to leave the streets alone to focus? Was it hard for you to juggle these two things?
Oh yeah, for sure. Cause it just felt like this. I'm gonna be totally honest and transparent, my nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? I ain't the type of nigga to sit here and sugarcoat. But when it was Ross' turn and we was on the road and we was doing everything, and then when it, you know, everybody was a group effort. When it was Gunplay's turn, it was crickets. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, it was hard for me. What you want me to do? Nobody's it's like, I got hit records, nobody's giving me a budget, nobody's doing nothing. So what you want me to do? What would you like me to do? Do more, give another hit record and do more and never get no money?
I got no issues with Gunplay. Y'all gonna call me a hater regardless, bro. So I'm gonna just tell the truth. Gunplay was a good rapper. He was never no superstar. He was never somebody who was like 1 in a million, who was like a hit maker. He wasn't. He had a couple cool features, a couple cool songs. He wasn't no hit maker, bro. And unfortunately for him, when you're in a group with Prime Meek Mill, Prime Wale, prime Rick Ross, you're gonna be put on the back burner. It's really that simple, bro. You got to go out and get your own motion, homie. All right, you think Rick Ross is prioritizing you over a Meek album, over a Meek single, over a Wale single, over a Wale album? Cut it out.
Now I understand but at the end of the day, he could have kept him around. That's his boy. You could give him some features. Give him a feature or two. GG.
Man, not happening. And in case of Gunplay, Gunplay is a perennial fuck up. I mean, that's just a fact. He's a perennial F up. He's somebody who had legal troubles. Well, like in 2013, I think in the middle of his deal, did he catch an armed robbery case or something like that? Or he signed MMG in 2015. But nonetheless, though, man, all right, distributors, labels don't really want to give you a huge advance, don't really want to give you a huge budget, right? Because you are a perennial F up. And unfortunately, you only got yourself to blame. But during this entire interview, I didn't hear Gunplay say not once, I. It was always they.
Or what you want me to see is go back in these streets and go ahead and tap these pockets,
right?
Like I have to do. You see what I'm saying? Like this is what I did. This is what I didn't want to do.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But since they don't understand and they want to be, okay, we don't know who Gunplay is. Nigga, give me that chain. Let me get all that because I'm back. You see what I'm saying? That was literally a cry for help for real when I look back and see that now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Let me get that.
Right.
Let me get that. So
you showing them I really would do this.
Yeah, push me back in the street. So I mean, what you really want?
That's different. He said he started robbing niggas. That was a cry for help. He needed help. But that's different right there.
Me to do I'm for everything. I was down for the program for over 10 15 years.
Definitely
and it's my
loyal.
turn, and then nobody lifted a finger, made a phone call or nothing for the old boy.
I understand cosigns aren't everything, bro. You had the biggest cosign at the time where a cosign was somewhat necessary or a cosign was somewhat a thing. Nowadays these kids can hop on TikTok and blow, but you had a cosign when cosigns were needed. You had Rick Ross, Meek Mill, and Wale. You just didn't see the opportunity how you were supposed to. And that's okay. Not everybody can be a superstar, right? But ultimately, it's your work ethic is why you're in a position that you're in right now. Because if you had a truly impeccable work ethic, even if you didn't become Drake, you didn't become Kendrick Lamar, you could have still maintain a core fan base. You could have still been touring. You could have still been dropping music and feeding your core fan base and making money off music for the rest of your life. You were impatient. You had a poor work ethic, and you had a lot of legal troubles, and you continue to have legal troubles. Who's gonna give Gunplay a deal right now when they see Gunplay is online getting in physical altercations with his baby mama? All right, who's gonna get in an altercation? So who's gonna give Gunplay money when they see the baby mama is accusing Gunplay of ramming into her car? Who's going to give Gunplay $1 million advance money? Be real with yourself. When they see Gunplay on camera trying to beat up a DJ for playing somebody else's song. Be for real right now. Now, they ask him, right, has the industry ever done something to you that you can't say or that you never said? And his response just gave loser pause. Gave is like a woman term, but his response, it reminded me of a loser, right? He just complained, he whined about how everybody did him bad and everybody, but it was never his fault. He never did anything wrong. He did everything right, but somehow he still failed.
You see what I'm saying? So what you want me to do?
That's crazy.
That's different right there, So Gunplay, so he can get his $1 million deal, people can't give him the $1 million deal, because what you see certain things that's happened to him in his personal life, that's crazy. So Javante Davis can't get his $1 million deal, and no one could get their $1 million deals because they was I don't get it. Seemed like Rick Ross didn't want to give it to him because Rick Ross knew that he wasn't scared of him or something like that. You gave him the money, then he ain't gonna be able to follow directions. That's what it really is. Gunplay was too loose for Rick Ross. So Rick Ross would have given him the money. Gunplay would probably took over. You heard Rick Ross probably could have never came around town and shit like that. Look at what happened right there. What if Gunplay had the $1 million, and he's in this position right here, then he would have never Rick Ross would never been fucking with him. Oh, he would never been fucking with Rick Ross. Rick Ross would have been scared to die. It seemed like Rick Ross is a little nervous of Gunplay.
Crazy because you had some killer features.
And from the outside looking in.
But then when you
like
sign,
that.
when I'm signed to a label like Maybach Music, I'm my hands tied. It's all up on the big dog. And then if he don't want to get me a budget, then he won't give me a budget.
You and
Okay,
Rick Ross aren't close anymore?
I ain't gonna lie, like not really. As of lately, nah. I'm, you know what I mean. But you know,
y'all don't talk at all.
Nah.
Was there anything that the industry did to you that you've never publicly said out loud?
Say that one more time.
Was there anything that the industry did to you that you've never actually publicly said out loud?
I mean, I could go in. I could guess. They had me. They had me selling my publishing. Basically sold my publishing for 50,000. They gave me 25,000 up front. We never did a second Triple C album for me to get the other 25,000, but I still ended up.
Damn, he sold his publishing, They end up making him sell his publishing. You end up selling your publishing. That's what you end up doing, They end up making you sell it. You sold it, Now you ain't feeling it. You regret it, But he ain't told you to sell it. Maybe he was telling you, maybe he persuaded you to sell it, whatever the case may be, but you sold it,
paying back 50,000.
What?
Yeah.
These folks approached you and asked you to sell your publishing for $25,000, and you did it because you didn't have any faith in yourself. You had no hopes in yourself, so you did it. How is it the industry fault that you were dumb enough to sell your publishing for $25,000? You signed a contract, you honored the contract. How's it anybody's fault but yours that you didn't have the foresight to realize you shouldn't sell like your literal product, like your literal rights, like you shouldn't sell your literal creativity for $25,000 that's probably going to last you a span of 3 weeks. Whose fault is that? Your fault. So I'm truly trying to be empathetic here and truly understand where he got effed over at.
Yeah, that's a fact, Nah, that's offending, You sold your own publishing, Even if Rick Ross told you, yo, sell your publishing, we'll give you that, nigga. You should have never sold it, You thought it wasn't going nowhere, They misled you. You know what I'm saying? That's what he's trying to say, they misled me or whatever the case may be. They did, I'm saying we wasn't going nowhere, But that's why Rick Ross, said that he wasn't going to try to say that they didn't have no fucking thing, because that they didn't have a budget for him, so he won't sell his, he wasn't trying to be involved in him selling his budget or whatever the case may be, selling his publishing. So he fucked now,
Who effed him over? But the more he talks, the more, it's perfectly clear. He's the only one who effed himself over. Bro, you sold your publishing for $25,000 to probably buy a chain. Do better.
TV, this is facts. And then my first album that I dropped, Matt Middleton and named Megan Price that was managing me at the time, they thought I was cooked. Yeah. So what they did was amend my contracts. So my back end of 75,000 for my first album, it went to them. So I got for that. So Matt Middleton, Megan Price, and everybody who put potholes in my road to success.
Thanks.
Because that when that karma knocking, I just hope that you dress. You see what I'm saying? That's it, my nigga.
Because it's crazy because you see
that's wild
how you front line you played the soldier position. You know what I'm saying? When it came to MMG, knew if you with Ross, you with Gunplay. It was just like you didn't have. If you gonna say some shit about this man gonna follow up
in the industry though, son.
And then you get a hit record. I'm on the outside looking in. I don't know nothing. It just feels like once you get a hit, I can understand if you dropping duds.
Can we stop this immediately? Can we stop this? Just because you have somebody on your podcast don't mean you gotta lie to them, man. I see this too often, bruh. I see this too often. Like, for example, they will have, let's say, like an underground rapper on, right? Somebody we've never heard of. Then they say, hey, bro, you dropped 20 hits this year. Why do you feel like they don't put you in the same category as Drake and Kendrick Lamar? I mean, brother, you gave us two meteoric hits. It was international hits. And there's a dude like who got 2,000 subscribers on YouTube, got about 1,000 followers on SoundCloud, got about 120 listeners on Spotify, but they will have this dude thinking he is Drake and Kendrick Lamar. You don't gotta play into somebody's illusion because they own your platform. Now, I don't know this, podcast like that, man. I'm sure they got a great show. I'm sure these brothers do great work. That's just my pet peeve. Because they saying, oh, Gunplay, oh, you drop hits. Oh, you drop some bangers and some hits. Now, we can understand why they didn't invest in you if you were dropping dubs, but you drop hits. Define a hit, bro. Define a hit, bro. Because your definition of a hit and my definition is a whole lot different. A hit to me is something that resonated. A hit to me is something that hit that Billboard charts. A hit to me is something that's undeniable. You know what a hit is.
I feel like Gunplay the Dada. I feel like Gunplay the Dada. He could have been a hit. The Dada. You know what I'm saying? He had a different style. He was going crazy. You know what I'm saying? The Bible on the Dash, or you know what I'm saying? Bible on the Dash song. The Dada was going crazy. The Dada. He could have. You know what I'm saying? He could have went towards a hit. The Dada, but the Dada. Does he got hit records? I don't know.
Like somebody dropping a record that's cool, or you seen a record that you like, doesn't mean that it's a hit. We've seen a lot of records we like. I know rappers right now, right, with about like, I don't know, bro, like 20 monthly listeners that got a song that I F with. They not hits. You know why it ain't? Because it hasn't resonated with the masses. But they just continue to feed into like Gunplay's like delusion, man. And it's just, I don't know, bro. It gets sickening. And then Gunplay begins to throw, probably the only person I believe looked out for Gunplay in his career, which was Rick Ross. He begins to throw Rick Ross under the bus.
And then your man like, bro, this just ain't it, dog.
And we had yams.
You gotta keep working.
We had yams, straight yams. That was the first one. That was my first like record that everybody, it was, come on now.
Gunplay should have just went with 50 Cent, the Dada. Gunplay should have just went with 50, the Dada. Like, fuck it, the Dada, you heard, you got the bag for you. That's the case. But Rose got the bag for niggas, the Dada. I'm surprised Rose don't got the bag for you. That is different. He had the bag for me. He got surprised for Cooper. Like, I don't know what's going on, the Dada.
You know what I'm saying? It didn't make the Deeper Than Rap album. I was told to put on that on that record to put shout out Deeper Than Rap, promoting the album, thinking it's gonna be on the album. Nah, that was just promoting the album. Thank you. Going about your business. You see what I'm saying? So that was the first one. And the next one was I get called 1:30 in the morning. Never forget it. The Fat Boy called me and say, yo, I got a record for you to get on. Ironically, it's called Nobody's Favorite. And it ironically just happened to be everybody's favorite. The label was even asking when we shooting the video. It took them 5 months to shoot it, and even though it was like the most played on it, and they Yvette, shout out to Yvette, she just kept trying to push for me, but at the end of the day, he said he wanted it to be
maybe because Gunplay was so close to him, he wanted to keep him on the sideline, he wanted to keep him on the ring, so maybe the label was fucking, maybe he's telling the truth, Gigi. Maybe the label was looking at this nigga Gunplay like, yo, I want this dude, and Rick Ross is like, yo, nah, we holding him, if he gets on it's like King Von getting on with Little Dirk, Little Dirk, where King Von would have still been alive, he would have been thugging to the max. Can you control that?
Single. That's what Yvette told me. So I was like, okay, he wanted to stay in the streets. So this, all right. So that was the fourth time. And after that, it's just like,
nigga. During that time when it was you, Ross, Meek, Wale, Stally, like, what do you remember most from that time working with all these guys? And all these guys.
I'm gonna be honest again, dog. I hate being honest, dog.
Be honest. That's why people love you.
I just couldn't understand why I didn't get a deal.
Right.
Why was I still on Def Jam and y'all was doing that, knowing I was a day one nigga? Like knowing, you know what I'm saying?
Thank you for saying that.
So it's like,
I mean, we was all wondering that. Wondering that.
But you know, it is what it is.
Thank you for saying
it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? That's why I could honestly say, like when it comes down to it, yeah, if being around somebody, that's not putting anybody on. A person that has put in the work, and then you tell that person, okay, bring me a hit record, and you bring that person a hit record and nothing gets done, then that's just basically saying F you. You know,
when you're somebody who's appreciative, certain things don't even come out of your mouth. Things like, yeah, I mean, being around him helped, but like was it really helping? Yo, when you're appreciative, bruh, when you're somebody who got put on, who got helped, who got through alley, who's by somebody, if somebody gives me an opportunity once, I don't care what happened with us, I'm never going against you, man. You gave me an opportunity, I'm never saying, man, well, in retrospect, that opportunity wasn't nah, bro. When you helped me when you didn't need to, yo, you thorough. But Lefty Gunplay and Gunplay it just stuck in my head for some reason. Gunplay, not Lefty Gunplay. Gunplay, right? So Ross responded back to Gunplay, and Ross just told the truth. Yo, Gunplay dragged Ross for an hour, and Ross just came back with a couple minutes, and now it's looking bad for Gunplay. Because once
it's crazy for him saying, "Oh, you kissed that girl, that like, what are you talking about, I don't know, man. I don't know what's Ross on the. Then he said he didn't want to tell him that they didn't have no budget for him but he didn't want to tell him. Why not? Why not tell him?
The truth is out there. You can't really escape it. Once the truth is out there, you now have to choose to be delusional or to embrace the truth. And the truth is, it was your fault, Gunplay, not Ross or anybody else's.
And not laughing at my little bro situation, because I got nothing but love for him, but the situation you talking about saying wasn't no budgets or nothing like that. The distributor had done dropped you. They ain't want nothing to do with you. M&G just ain't give you the bad news. We told you just keep working, just keep grinding. Don't stop, don't quit. Yeah, that's how it goes. They don't want to spend no money on you, ain't no more budgets. You ain't have a manager, none of that. So they ain't tell you. And I ain't want to break your heart. I want you to keep hustling. I always say you're gonna break you from being on top. And while I got all you in group texts like, cause Rose always get the word. Make sure y'all plug in this South Beach Brew. This is Ricky Rose, new beer company from right here, South Beach. It's right here. Right here. It only makes sense. This is
trying to be like 50 Stop trying to be like 50 50 Cent always promoting some shit or something like that Stop trying to be like 50 What's going on Did he do a Gunplay raw Was he nervous? Is he really nervous? A Gunplay you in a big ass pool like give fucking Gunplay some cheddar like it ain't really that even hard you the biggest boss like Gunplay's your boy like it ain't nothing like you the biggest boss. Show people what a boss is. How a boss moves. Like show them.
Remember when Gunplay's daughter was on the GoFundMe, and then he popped out next week and did this to Rick Ross.
I just wanted to get you something, man, as an appreciation, my brother. My dog for life. You know what I'm saying? Just for everything, man. Just for being about us, and just okay. Let me get this all set up.
Damn, the gave him a fucking chain and everything, because he was going through some shit. The came through, I know now Gunplay going through shit. Come through, he coming through on you, just out of the blue, because you the biggest boss. That's why, simply because you the biggest boss. That's crazy,
So come on now, all right. So I got animal shelter as my vibe, you know what I'm saying? I believe that. So we're gonna go ahead on and rock the la 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 la. Okay. Animal shelter, you already know what it is. And this how we live, this how we move. We always been dogs.
Dog
always
check.
Been motherfucking dogs, you heard me? But yes, I appreciate this. And boy, that heavy animal shelter. I'ma rep it for life. I'ma keep it for life. I never sell it in, bro. You know I love you, my nigga.
I was still with you, dog, nigga. What? Ride till we die. To the sub.
Apparently, Gunplay and Rick Ross didn't adhere to those rules. All that my dog for life shit, that just flew out the window. Listen to this.
Yeah, looking in. But then when you
hey, what's poppin', Frank? How you doing? The was poppin' with y'all. The shit crazy. What y'all feeling? Y'all feeling like that Gunplay did it to himself? Or Rick Ross shicey shit. We see that he's genuine. We see Gunplay genuine. Even he didn't have to buy Rick Ross nine ways money. You know Rick Ross could buy this if he came through.
When I'm signed to a label like Maybach Music, my hands tied. It's all up on the big dog. And then if he don't want to get me a budget, then he won't get me a budget.
You and Rick Ross aren't close anymore?
I ain't gonna lie, like not really. Like, as of lately, nah. I'm, you know what I mean. But you know,
y'all don't talk at all.
Nah.
There are just individuals who are never supposed to beef. Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, 50 Cent, Tony Yayo, you feel me? Y'all can keep on with the list. Just a lot of them escaping me right now. But Rick Ross and Gunplay are on that list. Rick Ross and Gunplay were on that list until today. Because Rick Ross had to fire back. And I'm going to be honest, y'all stay to the end, and I think we figured it all out. Because somebody is clearly lying. Listen to the words. Y'all ready for this? Oh, before y'all done. Free cash, setting names, $5 here on a Sunday. Go put it in that plate. Go put it in that plate. Go make your. If you in church right now and all that, man, you play some free cash, man. Don't.
That work done put in for you. Done put in 20 years of hard working, and when you meet a hoe, y'all start tongue kissing on love and hip hop and throw the 20 years away. You know, when they fall in love and say hoes lawyers and they don't be lawyers and they just, how you feeling now? That's how I feel. Yeah. So I know how it go. I feel it. I feel you.
It's crazy, the data, and I'm not trying to say, look at when he was down the data and he was going through a situation, the data, you see fucking Gunplay sincerely come through the data with a gold chain trying to help and shit like that. You see Gunplay going through something, you try to kick her, you this, you that. That's I bet, Ross, the data. We see what your characters at, the data. That's crazy, wild, the data. Couldn't call him over, you couldn't, you know what I'm saying? Like we need to see what's the issue, the data.
Hey, that was tongue kissing that. You mad, ain't it? Now, when you reflect and look in the mirror, damn, where I'm at. Yeah, ain't no pause buttons on life, my nigga. You can't pause the hustle. Now get back in the streets. Yeah, like you say, get back in the streets and turn up. And not laughing at my little bro situation, because I got nothing but love for him. But the situation he talking about what
you see now you see he thought about it. He thought about Gunplay, who Gunplay is, he thought about it. He was just laughing at his situation, shit like that. Now he came back and thought about it like, nah, that's fucked up. I can't be laughing at Gunplay situation. Gunplay actually helped me out. Gunplay was there. He actually came through. Where niggas, you know what I'm saying? You actually, you know what I'm saying? What people wasn't, he came through.
The distributor had done dropped you. They ain't want nothing to do with you. MMG just ain't give you the bad news. We told you just keep working, just keep grinding. Don't stop, don't quit. Yeah, that's how it goes. When they don't want to spend no money on you, ain't no more budgets. You ain't have a manager, none of that. So they ain't tell you. And I ain't want to break your heart. I want you to keep hustling. I always say, you know.
So there was a thing that had happened, and it's 2012, and it's when Gunplay is doing his thing, and he signs a deal. Let me take you to this complex article so y'all can all get caught up. Gunplay signs solo deal with Def Jam, July 3rd, 2012. Gunplay is on the rise. Over the past months, he's moved from a background character in the MMG crew to one of the most buzzed about rappers out. Today, Rick Ross proudly announces that his Maybach Music associate has taken another step and signed a solo deal with Def Jam. So to continue it on, Gunplay signed solo record deal with Def Jam. Gunplay has inked a solo record deal with Def Jam Records. Rick Ross made that clear with a series of tweets on Tuesday afternoon.
Gunplay. What you saying, Frank? That's not a Gunplay. Gunplay name should have been Mick Play. He played with the mic and was real with the guns. Damn, he was standing on business like that. I mean, I mean, I guess the real never wins. You can't clap for being real. That's just who you are. That's your character. People ain't gonna clap for that. People ain't gonna give you achievements for being loyal. And stuff like that for your character. That's just who he is. Shout out to Gunplay. But it looks like Rick Ross. Ain't on the same time. Man, Rick Ross is just, you know what I'm saying. He's gonna laugh at him. He's gonna use it for contact. He's gonna smile. He's gonna kick him while he's down. You know what I'm saying? Crazy work. We can't clean dirt with dirt. Can't clean with dirt, but sometimes the data is not gonna make you look good. So we leave it to the side.
July the 3rd. Breaking news: Gunplay MMG just signed big solo LP deal. Maybach Music Group, Def Jam Records debut album coming. Streets been ready. Ross tweeted with enthusiasm, proud of his longtime homie and collaborator. We will not stop. Hold me back. Rose added. Proud of my little bro. Congrats, Gunplay, MMG, Maybach Music, GRP at Def Jam Records. The congratulatory tweets from the likes of Trina, Funkmaster Flex, and Cool and Dre then started pouring in for GP, who seemed to take them all in stride. Now, people remember 2012 as the emergence of Gunplay, right? Wrong. We know Gunplay for something else. And when I tell you, it gets real wild, it gets crazy. Y'all might have forgot this, but y'all know this big head ass Nash, he don't forget shit. Take a look.
Gunplay's on another data. But what happened? The data? That's his chain and stuff.
And seemingly, Gunplay has to address this in that same exact interview. And this is where we capture the lie, unfortunately. I rock with you, Gunplay, but I'm not giving this shit no pass. Take a look.
Everybody was a group. Everybody was a group effort. When it was Gunplay's turn, it was crickets. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, it was hard for me. What you want me to do? Nobody's, it's like I got hit records. Nobody's giving me a budget. Nobody's doing that. So what you want me to fuck?
I understand that that's going on and shit like that, but you got to understand this. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's a hip hop rapper, like, I don't get it, right? Rappers, ain't y'all supposed to be living that life, ain't that what rappers rap about, like, taking chains, doing this, doing that, ain't that like you don't get like a some type of fucking stamp from the streets or something like that for doing that, like, you don't get, but I guess not, not when your boss is a CEO or something like that, maybe, you know what I'm saying? Maybe he wasn't feeling that, like, yo, you're making shit hot, you can't be doing that shit, but I thought that's what street people do. You know what I'm saying? I thought that's just what street people do.
And do. What would you like me? What would you like me to do? Do more? Do more? Give another hit record and do more and never get no money? Or would you what you want me to see is go back in these streets and go ahead and tap these pockets,
right?
Like I have to do. You see what I'm saying? Like this is what I did. This is what I didn't want to do.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Nah, but he had to honestly, he had to make more hit records. I mean, you're an artist, you got to do music. You got to be putting out music. So I don't understand.
But since I don't understand and they be, oh, okay, we don't know who Gunplay is. Give me that chain. Let me get all that because I'm back. You see what I'm saying? And that was a literally a cry for help for real when I look back and see that now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Let me get that.
Right.
Let me get that. So
you showing them like I really would do this.
Yeah, push me back in the street. So I mean, what you really want me to do? Like, I'm for everything. I was down for the program for over 10, 15 years. It was my turn. And then nobody lifted a finger, made a phone call or nothing for the old boy. You see what I'm saying? So what you want me to fucking do?
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy because you have some killer features.
Outside looking in. But then when when I'm signed to a label like Maybach Music, my hands tied. It's all up on the big dog. And then if you don't want to get me a budget, then he won't get me a budget.
You and Ross aren't close anymore?
I ain't gonna lie, like not really. Like, as of lately, nah. I'm, you know what I mean. But
y'all don't talk at all.
Nah. They had me selling my publishing. Basically sold my publishing for 50,000. They gave me 25,000 up front. We never did a second Triple C album for me to get the up 5,000, but I still ended up paying back 50,000.
What?
Yeah. Sony ATV. This is facts. And then my first album that I dropped, Matt Middleton and a bitch named Megan Price that was managing me at the time, they thought I was cooked. Yeah. So what they did was amend my contracts. So my back end of 75,000 for my first fucking album and went to them. So I got for that. Fuck Matt Middleton, fuck Megan Price and everybody who put potholes in my road to success.
Right. So who's the liar? It's Gunplay. It's Gunplay. Gunplay said he had a manager. Rick Ross didn't know about his manager. So Rick Ross, you lied as well. Rick Ross didn't have to keep it real with Gunplay. Gunplay team kept it real with Gunplay. Gunplay, you put yourself in a life sentence. That type of shit that he did, he beat the case, by the way. He only beat the case because the person didn't show up to testify against him. Rapper Gunplay is officially off the hook for robbing his account at gunpoint despite damning surveillance footage or video that captured the whole incident, all because the victim refuses to cooperate with authorities, TMZ has learned. The Miami-Dade State's Attorney's Office tells TMZ video alone is not enough to convict an individual of a crime beyond a reasonable doubt. The office continues, although the armed robbery is captured on the victim's surveillance system, the victim, Teron Woodside, is uncooperative of the prosecution of defendant Richard Morales, Gunplay. Officials say they need Woodside to authenticate the footage so they can use it as evidence against Gunplay, who was accused of pulling a gun on Woodside.
Yeah, the Dada, they both just, I feel like maybe they both just trying to, you know what I'm saying? They both telling their stories from what it looked like, the Dada. It kind of like equals up though, the Dada. Maybe Ross didn't know about the manager. Maybe Ross did know about the manager. Maybe he did it, the Dada. Like, who knows, the Dada? If he did it, then that's what he said.
And stealing a cell phone and gold chain during the incident last fall. Gunplay was charged with armed robbery and aggravated assault. The state's attorney's office says the judge subpoenaed Woodside, but prosecutors were unable to find him in order to serve him. Officials say Woodside's family and co-workers have told the courts he's out of town or coping with the family death, along with other excuses. The judge made it clear without Woodside's testimony, prosecutors couldn't make their case, and they were forced to drop the charges. So if the person who says, I've been robbed, you had to come in and testify. If that person doesn't come in and testify, charges dropped. Nothing. That's why some of y'all kill me with some of these things that y'all be saying. Well, he said this, he said that. Well, if he said that, then person goes to jail. Person doesn't show up, charges are dropped. You don't plead to a lesser? No. Charges get dropped. But what also happened was Gunplay was starting to look like a liability with the Yeah, that's what he was looking like. So when you're looking like a liability, I can't support your habits because then I'm an enabler. And at the time, you wasn't crushing numbers. You for sure was next up. And everybody was rocking with you. For sure. But Gunplay, one thing that you could have did that you should have did was kept on doing what you were doing. When people start to talk about people who had underground presence in certain things and authenticity and all this crap and everything, that definitely was Gunplay. Everything Gunplay said in all of his lyrics, I believed every single damn word of it. I just did. I'm sorry. There are rappers like King Von who we believe, right? But Gunplay definitely was one of them rappers. So it's on Gunplay, bro. You became a liability. You should have did certain things way better. But the problem,
I guess they're not saluting street street nonsense. The niggas they glorify the street niggas. They glorify all the street shenanigans. Then what the people's doing and actually doing it. Now it's not getting glorified. Now you cannot be around or whatever the case may be. That's different right there. That's a whole different dynamic right there. Gunplay ain't having that. He's on a proud. He's on a proud. Damn, Rick Ross. You better pay the Gunplay. Get him right.
Be honest. That's why people love you.
It's got to be a great interview. Nigga done took his shirt off. Nigga the wife beater. Nigga don't got no socks on. Perfect. Best time to get the interview, bro.
I just couldn't understand why I didn't get a deal. Why was I still on?
They got no socks on. Yo, this is the best interview right here. Shout out to these niggas.
Def Jam and y'all was doing that, knowing I was a day one nigga. Like knowing, you know what I'm saying?
Thank you for saying that.
So it's like,
I mean, we was all wondering that.
Nobody was wondering that. All right. These guys ain't that bad. Yeah, yo, I be interviewing some artists. I be like, man, everybody was wondering that. Nigga, nobody in the history of time has ever. Yo, you know what my favorite joint is? Yo, you know one thing I be seeing in the comments? I've never seen it in the comments, y'all. I've never seen it. Like, I've never. I just wanted to ask the question, but I didn't want to take the full blame. Yo, you know I be seeing in the comments a lot, dog? Yo, why you never popped off and that nigga popped off? Never seen it. That was never in the comments, bro. It was never in the comments, bro. It was never in the comments. You know? You gotta gaslight it. Yo, when you tell an artist, yo, we all been wondering that, they're like, what? Nigga, because they never heard that. Nobody say that either. Trust me.
We was all wondering that shit.
But you know, it is what it is.
Thank you for saying
it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? That's why I could honestly say, like when it comes down to it, yeah, if being around somebody, that's not putting anybody on. A person that has put in the work, and then you tell that person, okay, bring me a hit record, and you bring that person a hit record and nothing gets done, then that's just basically saying fuck you. You know what I'm saying? Like I just felt like a slap in the face. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I just had to make my own way, my nigga, and just make.
Hey, Gunplay. Let me give you a little bit, and you've been around this thing for a long time, man. Rick Ross is a good nigga, and I think he's a good nigga to you. The harsh truth about most of these things is that yes, you probably had some shortcomings, maybe some were your own doing. Obviously, there was some stints with Coca-Cola. Let's just call it that. But you know what it is. A little nose candy, all that stuff. But nevertheless, every artist has a story about, damn, they didn't give me this budget, this and third. The industry doesn't work off, oh, we just don't want this guy to succeed. They work off priorities. And maybe you could probably think that, well, I'm the day one. Ross should prioritize me. Well, Ross is running a business. You want him to prioritize you in terms of budget-wise when he got Meek Mill, he got Wale? At the end of the day, the unfortunate and the uncomfortable truth is that your career, obviously, if we could optimize it, would have been bigger and better, but it probably didn't.
That's a fact that made, like, now I understand it. Now I understand it. Like, he ain't no Chief Keef. He pulling Chief Keef stunts. The shit that he doing. He ain't popping up to certain things. He ain't following directions. He on business. You gotta follow directions. To make it. Because you ain't big status. You all right, and you can be big status. But at the end of the day, you ain't come out with no, you know what I'm saying, no Chief Keef first hit, no Meek Mill first hit, you know what I'm saying? You got good Americans that people tend to listen to, so you're a good artist, but you got to stand on business, you heard? So it's true.
What it's supposed to do. A lot of people live in this, like, what could have been, shoulda, woulda, coulda. You're not a horrible artist, but you weren't a star. And that's the end of the day.
Thanks.
And when a nigga's running a label and trying to figure it out, he got to make some of these decisions. And yeah, you as man, so you probably got more opportunities. That's another thing. Like people said, and I hate to compare because it's a man and a woman, but It's like with Cassie. People are like, oh man, Cassie was gonna be. Bro, did y'all watch the video of Cassie performing? Cassie couldn't sing. Cassie got too much opportunities. People thought at one point though she didn't get enough. People thought, oh nah, Diddy just like her because she pretty. Bro, then we kind of start to see when we get in the real files, because it comes out in court, Diddy was actually giving her more opportunities and putting more money behind her to make her happy. It just wasn't working. It's hard for artists to admit that, yes, it's work ethic, is this, but if you're not the guy, you're not the guy. You may have had a hot song, a hot moment, but this is the National Association of Elite Rappers. I've always said rappers are running backs. If you watch football, a running back who lasts 3 years is a cool running back. You last 5 years, you're a good running back. You last anywhere near 10 years, you're usually a running back that's talking about being in a Hall of Fame, right? A running back is a very limited position. It's not meant to be here for a long time. The culture with music, the sound changes every three years. When he mentions he had a song with Waka, Waka was popping in the Lex Luger era. The Lex Luger era, as prolific as y'all think it was, it wasn't 10 years. That shit came really quick and burnt out. Same thing. Let's think about DJ Mustard. The thing with DJ Mustard, he got 15 different styles because he's that great of a producer. See, DJ Mustard is him. So DJ Mustard came with, remember when he was beating that style into the ground? Ding, 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 ding. And he put Chris Brown on the hook, blah, blah. Put your enemies to the side. He got mad hits off like that's when he was saying 10 Summers. What did he pop off with back in 2018? He pops off with Roddy Ricch. I put the new 4Gs on the Jeep, right? Like he does balling. He's showcased himself. All of his songs throughout the eras.
All right, we know that he ain't all that. We understand that. You know what I'm saying? That my point, but he was the artist and people could gravitate towards him, but he was still in our business. You can't blame someone else for your situation. If your situation was presented, you could have stood in, you know what I'm saying, on the team, but you wasn't really fucking with it. But you could have got. I understand what he's saying though.
Rick Ross responds to Gunplay. Who's right?
It felt like a slap in the face. You tell that person, okay, bring me a hit record, and you bring that person a hit record and nothing gets done, then that's just basically saying,
I'll never be a complainer.
Why I didn't get a deal.
I hate to see old veteran niggas on podcasts complaining about the opportunity they had.
Rick Ross responds to Gunplay. Who's right?
It felt like a slap in the face. You tell that person, okay, bring me a hit record, and you bring that person a hit record and nothing gets done, then
Rick Ross responds to Gunplay. Who's right?
it felt like a slap in the face. You tell that person, okay, bring me a hit record, and you bring that person.
My bad.
Did he bring the hit record? I mean, he had Meek Mills on play that. You think that he was gonna have Meek Mills on play that? Y'all tweaking out, GG. Tweaking out that. You think Meek Mills about to go to the back burner? That should hit different.
Okay.
What? I still love to perform. I still love to go to clubs. I still love to hear new music, old music, new records, new vibes, new fashion. I still love to sit back in the corner, smoke good. So May 29th, we kicking off this 20-year anniversary. I can't say it enough. It's a major milestone. Live, orchestra, choir, diamonds, tuxedos. I could see it. The Port of Miami, 20-year celebration.
Okay.
For Port of Miami. I want to just salute everybody that was down with me, supported all my records, push it to the limit, pots and pans. You know what I'm saying? I'm bad. Of course, every day I'm hustling and we still hustling. We told them it wasn't just a record, but it was a lifestyle. We meant it. Here we are. We still in love with the game. We still in love with the culture. I hate to see old veteran niggas on podcasts complaining about the opportunity they had. I'll never.
Wow, why is he talking about? It feels like maybe there's something real here. By the way, I don't think it goes without mentioning that he has Nipsey Hussle over his shoulder, probably for symbolic reasons. But your Gunplay's supposed to be a nigga. He's kind of, the way he's saying like old veteran niggas, he's kind of almost like not having that homie feel to it, right? And this is what I'm saying. I think the issue's bigger because, you know what I mean? Be like, yo, he could describe Gunplay as a homie. He's describing him as an old bitter veteran.
Would be a complainer.
Now, I told you guys earlier.
Okay. Wow. Ooh,
man, what's up?
All right. Yeah. I'll say this one last thing. It's always been a motto to how I live. And for me, it's eliminated the need to ever hate on someone or ever think.
I feel like Gunplay Dandada had any opportunity like anybody else, Dandada. He still got every opportunity, Dandada. You was on MMG, Dandada. Real shit, Dandada. Like Gunplay, you was on MMG, Dandada. You was near Rick Ross, Dandada. You got mad stories, Dandada. So you got every opportunity that anybody else got, Dandada. You could be you know what I'm saying? You could be like a Tony Yayo, Dandada. You could be like, you know what I'm saying, a Myth Bleak, Dandada. You could be like anything, Dandada. You gotta just put your mind to it and do the work, Dandada. You can't complain, Dandada. You just can't be out here complaining, Dandada. And if you want to do the podcast thing, if you're trying to bash someone or troll someone, maybe you could do a better job than that too, Dandada. You know what I'm saying? You probably want to do a better job than that. That's because it seems like you just complain. It's true, Dandada. It seems like you just complain. You can't complain, Dandada. Your feet hurt. You over here did 25 years, your feet hurt, this, that, whatever the case may be, you gotta stay righteous, it's then our business, I can't be complaining too much, you hurt. So more or less, hopefully, you stand on business, you hurt, because you can't be complaining, just do your work. You still got stories, you still Gunplay, you still the person you are, so, you know what I'm saying, make it work, Remember, God chose you because you knew he could trust you. God's best kept secret. You're in the elevator. Who's elevated? God's elevator on the way to the top. Shout out to both of them. Rick Ross, Gunplay, hopefully they solve their issues. Get it resolved. Ain't nothing too hard. You heard? Remember, life got meaning. So act like it.